My disease is hemolytic anemia, and this is my final project. To start off, my research explained that hemolytic anemia could be congenital or acquired, and there's one pathway that's affected, which is the glycolytic metabolic pathway. In this pathway, there is the pyruvate kinase enzyme, and there is a deficiency because of this disease. Several cell functions are affected, as well as a few organs are also affected by this disease, mostly the heart, lungs, and the gallbladder. And there are a number of symptoms that come with hemolytic anemia. And there are treatments for hemolytic anemia, but no known cure. And advice from a healthcare worker can help you have a patient have less suffering as long as they eat right and do what the doctor suggests. Like I said, inherited or acquired. It is inherited. Inherited hemolytic anemia has red blood cells that have a shorter than normal lifespan. They are the affected offspring that get hemolytic anemia got the genes from their parents and display same or similar symptoms to the parents that also have hemolytic anemia. And if the parents are aware of the signs and symptoms, the disease of the child can be treated and make more comfortable a lot sooner than if they had no clue and weren't aware of the disease. On the other side, for acquired hemolytic anemia, this could be acquired if the patient already has sickle cell anemia and or thalassemia. The way the red blood cells can be destroyed in acquired is through bacterial or viral infections. Some medications, such as penicillin, sulfa medicines, or acetaminophen, which is taken by a lot of people all over the place, can cause hemolytic anemia. Some blood cancers can cause it. If you have other autoimmune diseases, you can possibly get hemolytic anemia. Other mechanical heart valves, not other mechanical heart valves, but mechanical heart valves can also destroy red blood cells. And sometimes, if you get blood transfusions, you can also destroy your red blood cells. And then some acquired anemias, such as hemolytic anemia, can be short-term or it can be chronic. It all depends on what happens in your body. The impact of your cells, it increases your hemoglobin catabolism, which just means it destroys your hemoglobin. It decreases your hemoglobin, and it increases the bone marrow efforts to regenerate hemoglobin. That just means the bone marrow is working harder than it should. And then there are no evidence that suggests that the cell cycle checkpoints have failed at any given point during the cell cycle. It is just a gene mutation. Organ impacts. It impacts the cardiovascular system, causing arrhythmias, cardiomyopathy, and heart failure. That's all with the heart and the cardiovascular system. Signs and symptoms of that could be syncope or chest pain. This one has two organs that are being affected. Starting with the gallbladder, you can get gallstones on your gallbladder, which also affects the pulmonary system, which is like your lungs and your breathing. So it's when the gallstones are paired with the continual release of hemoglobin, causing pulmonary hypertension. Signs and symptoms of hemolytic anemia, and there's a lot more than what's listed here, but these were the main ones that doctors and specialists look for. It can be weakness, It can be paleness, jaundice, dark colored urine, a fever, a heart murmur, and the inability to do physical activities. All of those things also kind of goes hand in hand with like your organs being affected. You can't do some of it because they're being affected. Current treatments, there's not many, but as of right now, there are blood transfusions, which, yes, I said that could also cause hemolytic anemia if it's acquired, but that is how you can help treat it as well. Um, you can have intravenous immunoglobulin, which is just a medication. You can change your diet to where it is very rich in vitamins such as B12, C, and B9. If you do regular exercise, with the help of your doctor, they can guide you through it, guide you on what you should be doing. Be aware of any changes in your symptoms and be prompt with your treatment. Don't miss a treatment because you didn't feel like going. Um, Make sure you go to every single treatment so that you can stay as healthy as possible. Sometimes taking iron will help um, with hemolytic anemia, but that is not an official treatment. It's just something that can help lessen the symptoms of hemolytic anemia. Drink water, avoid sick people, and wash hands. Again, on cellular level, it affects genes. It has similar genes as sickle cell anemia. It affects the G6PD gene and the PKLR gene, which the PKLR is where the pyruvate kinase enzyme is, and the exome sequencing is known for hemolytic anemia. Genetic testing, it's recommended when test results can't explain the signs and symptoms or the mode of the inheritance. There is also no evidence that this disease is sex-linked. Autosomal recessive. This one, hemolytic anemia is autosomal recessive. It's a mutation, meaning that both parents have to pass on the genes for this disease in order for the child to get it. Hemoglobin molecules stick together, which cause the red blood cells to be deformed, which can result in anemias. A lot of kinds of anemias, hemolytic, sickle cell, whatever. In this case, we're talking about hemolytic anemia. It can also cause pain and possible organ failure. To diagnose hemolytic anemia, your healthcare provider will ask you about your family history, and you can, if you know your family has it, then it can be a part of your checkup. Make sure you don't have it, make sure you're hemolytic anemia free. If the family history is unknown, but you have signs and symptoms for hemolytic anemia, you can be referred to a hematologist, which is the specialist who knows about hemolytic anemia. Either doctor, the specialist or your primary, will obtain lab work, including a complete blood count, a bone marrow aspiration, and a urine test. If you come up positive for hemolytic anemia, more work may and will very well be required, which will look for G6PD deficiencies. We'll do a peripheral smear and the Combs test. And then physically, the healthcare provider will look for the signs and symptoms as in jaundice, spleen size, rapid heart rate, uneven in breathing, and signs of internal bleeding. And so, in conclusion, for hemolytic anemia, this is an inherited or acquired disease that is incurable, but there continues to be studies that are being done regarding nutrition help to ease the symptoms, and other medications are also being explored to help with this disease. But it hoped that by 2030, all of these studies will be completed. But as of right now, there is no positive outcomes for the management of hemolytic anemia.